I didn't mean it when I said I didn't love you so. I should've held on tight, I never should've let you go. I didn't know nothing, I was stupid, I was foolish, I was lying to myself. I couldn't have fathomed I would ever be without your love. Never imagined I'd be sitting here beside myself. Guess I didn't know you, guess I didn't know me. But if I knew everything I never felt, the feeling that I'm feeling now that I don't hear your voice, or have you touch or kiss your lips cause I don't have a choice, or what I wouldn't get to have you lying by my side right here. Cause baby, when you left I lost a part of me. It's still so hard to believe. Come back baby please, cause we belong together. Who else am I?
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. America. It is Ace Micheals on your dial. You know, the Eagles, the band, not the Birds. The Eagles have a great song that goes, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that want to stone me, 2 that want to own me, and 1 says she's a friend of mine. Let me tell you something. 2023, I have never related more to some lyrics than this day today. I'm not going to get into the gory details, but Jesus, these women are after some ace, and not in that way. So listen, today is the day after National Women's Day. We want to celebrate our women. Women, you're celebrated. Yes. And that's what's up. So today on the show, I have 2 fabulously talented ladies who are here to talk about their careers in the entertainment industry. Please welcome Jovan.
Hello.
And Dawn.
Hey.
That should be y'all's name. I don't know what y'all's name actually is, like your real show business name, but y'all name on stage should be Jovan and Dawn. Or Dawn may say it really should be Dawn and Jovan.
It
That's
that
something
way.
that's up for debate. I'm not getting into that. I got no dog in that race.
It's okay either way.
Yeah, so we do go by Jovan and Dawn.
You do?
Yeah.
You do.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, Jovan and Dawn.
Hold on, then. Jovan and Dawn, not to be used. Copyright. California and New Mexico.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some people listening to the show are like writers. So we always got to make sure we do the legal. We don't want somebody seeing and hearing something off this show and going, hey, that is a good idea.
Yeah, it's
Green
already.
peas could be a breakfast cereal. Huh.
It's already.
Anyway, I actually had a lady on the show recently who invented something, and she said her idea got stolen. And I was like, really? I said, what did you invent? She said she invented baby wipes.
Really?
Yeah. And somebody stole her idea for baby wipes. Doesn't that suck? She could have been a million, bajillion, quadrillionaire.
I don't know. I got to see her birth date in order to make that true.
Is that what it is?
No, I'm just saying, like, baby wipes is a concept that
Been around for a
could
while.
have been around for centuries. It's just like
Centuries?
a wet towel.
Yeah, it's a wet towel for your ass. You know what I mean? Like anybody could have came up with a wet towel for your ass. I mean, that's not necessarily. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, so tell us a little bit. Okay, so Jovan.
Yes.
Okay, so talk on the mic for us so we know who you sound like. This is Jovan.
This is me.
Okay, and
Jovan
as you guys
Marie.
may notice, I think she has. I'm gonna call like the honey tinged voice. Go ahead, Jovan.
I have the honey tinge voice. Pay attention because it's me.
Yeah, that's
And you'll
definitely
know.
that honey in there. Okay, and then we have Dawn. Go ahead, Dawn.
Dawn has a little bit of deeper voice.
Keep talking, Dawn. I like that. Keep
Yeah?
going. Yeah.
Yeah, what does it do for you? No, I'm kidding. It's
That
a little
sounds
too
a little bit like natural sugar, not
Conscious of our brand,
granulated
Dawn.
sugar.
Okay.
But that nice, good, when it's sugar still crystal, it's like the big crystals, raw sugar.
There you go.
That's that
I like
raw
that.
sugar.
I
So we
like
got that honey and that raw sugar in the house.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
That's
what's
the
up.
recipe for
Damn.
diabetes.
True.
100%.
Yes.
We'll get you sick and then heal you right after.
So let's go with the questions that I'm sure
Okay.
everybody always asks, which is, how
Yes.
did you two meet?
You sound like you want to speak, Dawn.
No, go ahead.
Well, oh man. So we met each other in a city in Northern California called Santa Rosa in Sonoma
Santa Rosa.
County. Santa Rosa. Yeah, I don't know. Most people kind of know it from the terrible fires that were popping off in what was it?
17.
17 and 18. Yeah, so we met in Santa Rosa at the gym. At the gym, Crunch Gym. Dawn.
Like Crunch Gym has some specificity other than like it's a regular gym. Do you do more crunches
not.
at Crunch Gym or
Oh,
something?
right. Why they name
Do
it
they
Crunch?
give you Fritos when you walk in the door? Like, hey, welcome to Crunch Gym.
Good crunches.
Or crunch
Are there potato chips on the floor? Is that why
we're not going to crunch too much unless they give us some type of sponsorship.
Exactly.
So,
Crunch ain't paying us nothing for that endorsement.
We met at the gym. Nice gym. And Dawn, I was just getting into the gym. I was in a moment in my life where I really wanted to change my life. And I met Dawn in a group class. A group class. I don't know if we met.
I was teaching.
Dawn was teaching a class called Pound. Very unique thing. I've never even seen it. And she had these sticks in her hand. And I thought she was about to drum, but these sticks, they hit the floor. I think Dawn could tell you more about Pound later. But nevertheless, we met at the gym, which is a really cool, healthy place to meet a friend.
Okay.
Then I shortly found out that she really loves music and she plays the guitar. And then one thing over another, I was at her apartment and we were making videos for, just to present to people. And we just kind of hit it off. My daughter was really young and Dawn was really sweet. I went over her house. She managed her son at one time. He's a really incredible artist as well.
Like being the personal manager?
Oh, yeah, she personally.
Oh, wow.
Momager is what I used to call
Momager.
it. Momager.
Nice.
Yes. So she.
Side hustles.
Yeah. So she was very experienced in it. So it was very comforting and exciting to be able to share music and working out. So it was like all around health and love.
So did you two start writing songs together then right away, or was it just like, hey, let me play you one of mine, listen to one of mine, and you go that back and forth?
No,
and then...
actually, when we connected from there, she was going through some things in her life, and we weren't as connected as we usually are. But social media, luckily, we were there, so I was watching everything she was doing. She moved to Las Vegas, right?
Okay.
And not knowing that we'd connect again in Las Vegas the way we have, it was really magical how it happened. Wow. And so when I saw her move, I did not know I was moving to Las Vegas. It wasn't in my thought process, nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
And we both experienced the same kind of life experiences at different times and ended up together. And like I've written my own music years ago. I'm gonna tell me my age a little bit, but maybe a decade ago. And Jovan was just.
You talking about when Barack Obama was president?
Yes, actually. I know I look really young. But
don't tell nobody else that. We might edit that out. Oh shoot!
I'm proud.
The world was a different place
stuff,
then. Holy crap!
Yes, it was. But I had recorded in Europe and back on the islands where I'm originally from, and that's the last time I wrote music. But I had always admired watching her on social media and her voice and stuff like that. So it's so really neat. We haven't written together, or we're individual artists as we are, but we are collectively artists together when we are here in Las Vegas.
Vegas brought this together. Vegas brought Dawn and Jovan together because Dawn and Jovan are both looking for the same success, or we're looking for success in music. We love to do it. We love to play. We want to get out there.
We have the same passion.
The same passion. So I'm still focused on my individual artistry as Jovan Marie, but I felt like it was a beautiful thing to make what Dawn and I are doing.
Yeah, sure.
She brings this wonderful acoustic presence to what I do as well. And then it just went from, well, we can do this too. We can do a thing together. And it just works because when it comes to performances, there's quite a few spaces out here, more, maybe even more plentiful than larger arenas, that it calls for an acoustic set.
Yeah.
Now, do you two, first off, let me just interject this, because the people are listening, they are not going to get the visual. So let me give you the visual, folks. I'm in my studio, not in that way, and the two ladies are here in front of me, and they are I swear to God, they're the two best looking bananas in the bunch. I mean, they're really sexy women. You two are gorgeous. Was that like a prerequisite to be part of the team? Like you're like, okay, she's cute, I'm cute. This could work. She compliments me. She doesn't like overshadow me, but I get it. This could work. We were almost the same size. Costuming seems to work. We can share makeup. Like what was that? Was that a process too?
That's a great question,
That's
and I'd
funny,
love
we
to
can
answer
share
that.
makeup.
So I've lost 50 pounds.
How many?
50.
Okay,
50
we
pounds.
might edit that part out too.
Oh,
I mean, damn, girl.
Okay.
Where'd you lost it? Can you find it
No,
somewhere?
don't want to find it again.
Okay, it's gone then.
But with
Just
that
write
being
it off.
said, I wish I had taken care of myself better when I was in the music industry earlier in my age, because the drinking, the partying, all that. Yes.
You?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anybody who's listening knows I'm the one that's on stage. I was the lead singer, so I'm a front person as
What
well
does the
as
lead
her.
singer have to do with it?
Well, because you
were
get to tell
drink- you were
everybody to
just
drink
drinking
and like
party, and that had nothing to
party
do
and
with
like
being a lead
take all the
singer.
shots, and you can say whatever you want and whenever you feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're gonna do it. You know, because you're
Oh my
you're
God.
the life of the party.
You gotta understand. I'm
Life
gonna
of the
go to some
party.
strip clubs. I'm a politician. That's what I do.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
nuts.
you
But
gotta be very diplomatic.
We admired each other. We knew that we both had a love for fitness as well, and how important it is as an artist as well. Like taking care of your voice, your body. You're gonna be moving a lot. You're gonna be on the road, and like that part's very important as an artist, because like you have to be healthy enough to be able to handle all these things. But on top of that, yes, as an artist, people are looking at you in the front of a big audience, and like people are gonna make judgment. That's just human beings, right?
Right.
And I think that the beautiful thing about us, because we are good-looking women, and the beauty of it is that a lot of people perceive as if you're a beautiful person or a beautiful human being, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's an attachment going back to women's history, right? Because that's what we're here for, right? Is that because we look a certain way that we only are good for a certain point, to a certain point in music, or like that's the first perceive. I don't know if that makes sense, but you see us, okay, you look great. I think that people will automatically think, well, now see if they're talented, versus the
Right.
opposite way
Right.
around.
So now,
Right.
yes.
So-
So now I get to the tough questions. I didn't mean to
Okay.
cut you off, but
No,
I did.
go ahead.
And it's my show, so I kind
You're
of
right.
get to.
You're right.
No, but now we get to the tough questions.
great.
Okay, which is number one, and this is a popular question, especially in this Me Too era that we live in now. Do you ever feel marginalized as a woman? You ever feel like people go, well, she's cute, but is she talented? She's pretty, but can she
what
all
she
the
was
sing?
time.
saying.
Yeah,
I think-
absolutely. That's exactly.
But
That-
so you
yeah.
do. So I wanted a validation on it. So
Absolutely.
you're saying, is it a
Absolutely,
lot though?
1000%.
Like, is it often? I didn't marginalize you. When I saw you guys perform, I wasn't like, oh, these two bimbo chicks are going to sing some chick song about some dude who broke their heart. Blah, blah.
I mean, your reaction, maybe you're not saying it out loud, but you know what I mean. But
you did have the whole story.
you
already
did. You
ready.
had the whole.
That's just because I heard it in the locker room
Yeah, it's
one
so
time.
cliche.
That's
See,
all.
so
Yeah.
it does happen. So you know that does happen. But what was the question?
So no, really, do
you
people?
validated already. I feel as I don't think about a lot of shit anymore. Like I've been through so many different thoughts and so many different insecurities and looking for outside validation that I totally put up a brick wall about a lot of shit. Like you
Okay.
literally have to come to my face and like drill it in my head for me to give a fuck about it, because like I don't think about how I look, because I come from I've come from a family that has a bunch of gorgeous women. Everybody's gorgeous.
Damn.
Everybody has an
Y'all
hourglass
adopting?
shape.
I'm
Everybody
up
has
for-
hips. Everybody has
Single.
everybody has a very feminine look to them, and so it's like, okay, that's not a big deal anymore, because everybody's gorgeous, everybody's beautiful. I go to LA a lot, and it's just like everybody looks good.
People don't
so
understand
it's like,
that about LA.
we're
That's a true
over it.
thing.
Like we're so over that part. So it is what else do you have to say?
So how does that work in the reality of like showcasing and things like that? Like, do people actually put you down, or do they like, well, we were going to have you guys sing third, but since you're girls, we're going to have you guys sing seventh after all the boys get done? Like, how do you know what I'm asking? Like, how do you claim the marginalization? Like, how is it happening? What's happening to you that's different than any other duo of two guys? What's the difference? Are people trying to sleep with you? Are people trying to proposition you? Or Like, how do you feel like you're being treated different than a man would be treated?
That's a great question.
I
Well,
think
that's what I do.
I don't, like I said, I don't kind of have those feelings circulating. But if I were to talk about the actual atmosphere of society, I can see how when you have more talent than maybe most people that will get on the stage, they will use you to make their event better. So maybe they'll say if we were number 4, but they know, okay, well, there's a couple of people that are going to suck in before them, and a couple of people that are going to suck after them, and we need to hold our drinks a little longer so that people don't leave. We got to meet this quota, so we're going to push them there. Or, you know what I mean? You know, people do that, which is totally understandable. I have no harm, no foul, and that type of thing. But if you think, I honestly think on the flip side, when you have more talent and you do look better and you're around a lot of these really competitive atmospheres, it works against you nowadays. Because if you think about the last 10 years, we've been in letting, quote unquote, the rejects win.
Oh, wow.
If you think about it, and I don't want to take too much time, I
Please,
noticed that
no,
I noticed that in
very
the rap
in tune
world,
with this. I want to know about this.
in the rap world, we went from a standard. We had standard even in fashion. We never saw Victoria's Secret models obese, you know. Now we're seeing what is it? Handicap. I don't want to say it wrong.
Right.
We're seeing disabilities, people with mental disabilities, physical disabilities, all different types of people we're really inclusive these days. So because we become inclusive, you being extra gorgeous or extra talented is not the standard anymore. The standard is, how can we find a group of people that you can represent that hasn't been represented?
Interesting.
So
How do you feel about that, Jovan? Because the other thing too is, besides these two being the sharpest cookies in the bag, they are also we're all three in this room considered minorities 10 years ago. I don't think we would be now. I think now we outnumber white people, but neither of you are the stereotypical white person. You're not Caucasian. So Jovan, like I said, she's the honey voiced one, and she's mocha-ish. And then we have, are you from Hawaii?
I'm from the islands, yeah.
Which one?
Oahu. My family's from Oahu.
Oahu.
Oahu. Oahu.
It sounds like a cool place to be from.
Oh, it's a beautiful. It's paradise. I
It
grew up in
makes your
paradise.
mouth work. Oahu.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I grew up on a smaller island, but my family's originally from Hawaii. But I grew up on an island called Guam. But yes, very similar.
So Dawn has, picture a Hawaiian, not a Samoan. Don't do that. But a Hawaiian girl that's, hot. She's got her grass skirt going on. And that's Dawn. Okay. So what I'm wondering is, so we're in a world now, and I agree with you, Jovan, that, we are doing what we call inclusiveness. Everything has to be inclusive. We have to make there be a space for the transgender people to get their opportunity because they didn't for so long. We're making a space. But do you guys feel like we're overcompensating a little bit?
Absolutely.
Like it's becoming like every script has to have, well, they got to have a black boss and they got to have a woman that's empowered. And again, because we're on, National Women's Day, I didn't think like this until I watched a YouTube video, and this guy made this commentary, and I totally agree with this now. He said, what's the problem is that in movies and television and media in general, we've swung the pendulum so far the other way to make sure that we don't offend anybody. We want to be able to say, look, we got a transgender character on this show. We got a bisexual character. We got a lesbian character. We have a handicapped character. We have a character with vitiligo. Like, we've covered all our bases. So everybody should love this show. Absolutely. And the show still sucks, just like the shows did before it. Like, you can't just,
I have to retract my answer as far as, do I think that we're overcompensating? If we consider the fact that it's been many, many years without it, it's going to seem a little bit overbearing for people because they're not used to it. But it's not overbearing.
if you really think about it, it's not overbearing to present something that has been lacking. That's just like saying I'm an African American woman, and if all of a sudden they started when TV started showing more black people, oh, this is too. I imagine people saying, oh, this is too much black people. Like, why are you guys trying to throw it down our throats? You know, but it's not. It should have always been there.
Yeah, but what do you think of this, ladies? So in the sense, I agree with what you're saying, but I disagree a little bit, and we don't want to have a fist fight in the studio.
That's okay, because I might agree with what you disagree with.
But they're putting characters in things. Like, for example, okay, you got the Marvel Avengers, okay, and you got Scarlett Johansson, who's a beautiful, intelligent, powerful actress. I think she's an Oscar-winning actress, right? Or at least Oscar-nominated, if I'm wrong about winning one. And what does she do? Her superpower is she's hot and she wears leather and she doesn't really get a lot to say in the group, and she's one of the first characters in the whole ensemble that died. Why did they need that sexy Scarlet Widow character? And then you see like all of these new shows. There's so many to name that I can't waste your time naming all of them, but there's so many. Like, I was watching Blackish the other day and I love that show, but it's like, why do we have these sub stories where we have the teenage girl who she accidentally kisses her girlfriend and now she may be a lesbian, and so now that's a whole new part of the show. First thing that I think, and I've said this on the show before, and I really don't need to know anything about a character's sexuality. Just like I don't need to know anything about a real person's sexuality. I don't know anything about y'all's sexuality. You don't know anything about mine. It's none of your business. It doesn't define who you are. Your sexuality is your private business in your room.
I really think Dawn should talk, but I talk about this all the time and I get myself in trouble because I don't like that aspect about how society is moving. It's like we've taken sexuality as our forefront of identity, and so it's almost like we introduce ourselves with our sexuality before we say our own name. True. So it's like, hi, I'm heterosexual, or hi, I'm homosexual, or hi, I'm bisexual, and it's like these are things that we should never put on the forefront of engaging in each other in any kind of professional friendship, any kind of way. It should be something that is kept more to yourself, and it's just not, and I don't like it at all.
And has it ever affected your judgment of someone? Like if Dawn said to me, I used to be a man. Okay, well, I've never thought of you that way. I never think of you that way, and I don't need to think of you that way. All I know Dawn as is a great musician who performs sometimes. She's really hot. She's gorgeous. I don't know the rest of it. I don't need to know the rest of it. It's none of my business. But these movies and these television shows, just for that sake, and then you have in the music business, you have Lil Nas X is gay. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't need to know that. I don't care. I just like his music, or I don't like his music.
Right.
I don't need to know that he's gay. Does that make me champion him more? Like, oh, well, wait a minute. This song's not so good, but it is a gay black man singing it. So since I'm black, I need to be behind this.
So that's the subconscious mind that is being manipulated. We are using certain aspects of our human experience and making, like I say, making that being a representation of who we are. But it's really what sometimes I would call an agenda, programming, conditioning people to be less in touch with their identities, their true identities, and what really truly makes you a human being. It's not your sexuality, and we don't like you said, we don't interact like, I'm not sitting here talking to you like, okay, yeah, we're talking about all these real life stuff, but let's get to the grit of what do you do in the bed. Just,
right. It's
I want to know.
Nobody's business.
It's like, that's not. Yeah. It's really damaging to society, but it's not all of us, because obviously you and I can share that perspective and see what's going on in society and know that it's just not. It's not healthy.
So more tough questions. Okay, you're both mothers.
Yes,
we are.
Do you think that this is painting some type of image for your children? Like, 10 years from now, if they continue to see all of this. And listen, and just as a disclaimer, I'm not saying anything about your own sexual preference. That's your business. I'm not knocking anything that you want to do in the bedroom. That's your thing, as long as it doesn't, disagree with the laws of God and man. But mankind. But as a mom,
I don't think they're gonna be complaining. But
I'm sure that you have a daughter and you have a son.
I have 2 boys.
You have 2 boys, and I'm sure they're empowered because their moms are out doing what they dream of doing, and they're pursuing their career. But do you feel like your kids are also going to the cinema or watching Netflix or listening to music and going, well, I think it's okay to be confused about whether I'm a boy or a girl at this age because there's so much stuff being talked about it? Maybe I'd never thought about before. Like when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, we had I'm serious, a gay boy in our town that we knew of. That was it.
That's the key that you knew of.
I think for our kids, it starts in the home. It starts in the home and like how they perceive other people in society. You know what I mean? So it can be confusing when they're in school, but how you talk to your kids and how you raise them is somewhat of a conditioning, right? We raise our kids in a certain way that we want them. Yeah, because me and my older son, we talk about this all the time, right? He's like, Mom, you kind of taught me this, but I want to do that. But I think he also picked up a lot of things that I taught him that are valuable to him now. So, like, loving other humans as they are, as they are, that starts in the home, I think. You know what I mean? Like, the talks you have with your kids. Now, if the conversation is not being made with the parent, then that's also starting from the home because the conversation wasn't made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you go back to that, and like I teach my kids about like they love people, and that's a big part of our culture is just loving people as human beings. That's why we're such a melting pot. Because at the end of the day, like I was telling her the other day, I'm attracting a lot of black folks.
Since she's been around me, she's been black magnet.
She's attracting what?
Black folks.
Yeah.
Hell, I'm black.
I mean, but
that I was black when you came in.
No.
I mean,
but
I don't have a 6-pack. I got a 2-liter.
No, but I don't know.
gosh.
I don't know what it is though. I was in gospel in Europe when my ex-husband was in the military in the army, and I was an R&B label. But I never thought of it as a color thing. But I guess because we're minorities as well, we just attract each other that way.
Well, you have Filipino in you, right? I had told Dawn like the black of Asians are the Filipinos. Like,
I didn't know that, but I didn't know that.
And so like I'm from Vallejo, California, and so
Vallejo.
Yeah, there's tons of Filipinos out there.
Black of Asians.
Absolutely love lumpia.
I can make some good lumpia, girl.
She hasn't made me any lumpia yet.
No, I haven't.
But the Filipinos, they can dance just like us. They can sing just like us. Yep. And there's no it's like you can, without seeing them, you'll be like, that's a black girl. But everybody else, I can pick it up. I can pick up when, even if you have people who aren't black that are singing in our cultural styles.
Yeah.
I can pick it out. Like Tori Kelly, she's a great singer, but I can tell this is just a mimicry, in my opinion. It's mimicry, but it's not mimicry with Filipinos for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
And in Vallejo, we have accepted Filipinos as like blacks.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let me get back to hard questions. I do have some more hard questions for Women's Day.
Yeah, it's Women's Day.
And for National Women's Day. So you two both have children. You're both moms.
Yes.
I want to ask you a question. Would you consider having another child now at this stage in your career? Or is your career more important than going back and having another baby and a carriage and a damn car seat and nursing if you did that, or formula? Like, really? Would you do it again?
Yeah, so this is great. Back, because I'm really young, but back in the day, you wouldn't see anybody on stage that was, of high anarchy or whatever of music or whatever, or I don't know. But anyways,
this is a savage.
But
That's me.
In music,
I'm high anarchy.
In music, you wouldn't see that, but you see it so often. It's very normalized now, which is great because I thought when I was younger, having a kid, I was like, once I had my son, I had him young. Yeah. I was like, you're done. You're done. Your career's done. We got Pink, we got Beyonce, we got Rihanna, and I'm like, when I was younger, I thought my career's done. Now that I'm older, I guess it would still take a little bit of time away, but there's so many ways to like work with it. They can come with you. There's a lot. There's also some kind of benefit for them, right? If you they get to be around the music. They get to be around, if you raise them right and you bring them around and they're around a good environment. I think it's great. My son, he grew up around me doing music because I was a single mom, and he's talented. He's got perfect pitch. And he teaches other kids. It's amazing. So yeah,
my daughter's also a singer.
She's
incredibly
amazing.
musical.
Our kids are amazing musicians, by the way. Actually,
so that's a yes for you, Dawn.
Yeah,
you would have another baby within this year. You're saying,
if you I don't want to say if you found out you were pregnant now, then you got to make the decision. But if you met someone who could impregnate you or whatever, and however that works out, and you'd go ahead and do it. You wouldn't let your career
possibly
be the reason you wouldn't want to have another child. Okay, last question, because time is never on our side on this show. We always
declining to answer.
What appeals to you about National Women's Day? As a woman, what appeals to you?
First of all, I want to make a public service announcement. I believe that this month should be exclusively for naturally born women, because I'm true to what I feel like this month was made because we know that there is a difference between a naturally born man and a naturally born woman. We have the entire year to celebrate any other altered sense of that, and this month should be exclusively for women, because there are other
natural born women.
Yeah, natural born women experience things that other women will never get to experience. And I think that it's respectful enough and honoring enough to really listen to what those experiences are, to commemorate us for pushing through those experiences that other women may have never experienced and may never experience it. And I really feel like with all of this inclusiveness that we're doing in a society, which is beautiful, we still need to consider the natural instead of pushing it out.
Have either of you ever been confused or misrepresented as a non-natural woman, even by accident?
No.
I believe it.
I've gotten in trouble with the public as far as some of the perceptions that I have, and I really don't like it, because maybe some people will think I'm homophobic, or because I said the natural woman thing, it will really hurt a lot of people. But I always want to put myself in a position to show people, like, I am not an unloving type of person. I just feel like it's loving to say what I'm saying. And I mean, there's a part of me that really doesn't give a shit. I have a vagina.
I love my vagina. That's why. I love my vagina.
Yeah, a butthole. a butt.
I appreciate my vagina.
We've had children. We've had children, and I know that a butthole is not capable of that.
We bear children.
When I woke up this morning, if you'd have told me around 3:00 today, you're going to be talking about buttholes and vaginas. Yeah. Interesting.
No.
Hey.
So, Dawn, what were you going to say about it?
I mean, yeah, I'm grateful that I have a vagina and that we pop out kids out of it, and we get to make the world that much better, But we get to bear children. That's a huge deal. Like, we help society what it is now, and if you're a woman, you can do that. And it's hard. It's hard being a woman, being a mom. That is. Hands down, it's the hardest job in the world. I've done jobs, and men know it because they got to deal with this too sometimes. But that's a beautiful thing. If you look at it as a human experience, for me, like, life is a human experience.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a human experience.
Is very
we're so like the. What we bring to the male experience too, as well as human beings. It's a beautiful thing. I'm so grateful to be a part of that.
I think it's interesting too. I think we personally forget in this society that there's a whole lot more surrounding a vagina, and that a vagina has so many
1000%.
more purposes than a penis. I mean, a penis. Yes. I mean, it does. I'm trying to think right now as I'm talking to you.
I like how we're casually just talking about it.
I know for sure it does one thing for sure. and then it multitasks. It does while it does that one thing. It's also, it's also doing more than the one thing, but it only
Visually,
really has
people.
like a couple of things that it does. Whereas a vagina,
Sorry, Dad.
as I'm thinking about a vagina, I'm like, it really does more things than I think we even know about. I think there's like a whole undiscovered territory that we're going to find out 100 years from now that, oh my God, we could have been putting keys in the vagina this whole time. We've been hanging them on a hook by the door. They could have been in the vagina. Oh shit, what are we thinking?
Well.
You never know. Things we've all been doing crazy stuff.
You never know.
Cervix does look a
Evolution.
lot like the black
Yeah,
hole.
true.
That's all I'm
You
saying.
never know.
No, I mean, I mean, I'm on a really big journey, and yes, celebrating myself as a woman. But in celebrating myself as a woman, I find that I cannot help but celebrate a man.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so I think when women are really in their power, there's no way they're ignoring their equal or their partnership, because we're human. There's only two combinations that we've seen, man and woman, right?
Damn it! We gotta go, but
Yeah, we do.
you made me think of one more question. I have
Does
to
it
ask
pertain
this
to
question.
this?
Yes, yes, it is all about this question actually
Okay.
because of what you just said. This is a loaded question.
Oh shit.
Think about this before you answer. Do you think women think about male considerations more, or do men think about women's considerations more?
Society has placed it on the male to be more conscious about considering women nowadays, but there's been centuries of women who have put men at the forefront of life.
I mean, Dawn, what are your thoughts on that?
I know it's a confusing question.
No,
Well,
it's
okay.
just like he's
Well,
basically.
No, I'm gonna simplify it. So, do you
Yeah.
think that women are more concerned about men doing good and what's going on with men, like in a relationship?
behaviorally and
Are
all
you?
of that.
Yeah. Are you concerned? Not you personally, but do
Okay.
you think the average? If we took 100 women and polled them,
Okay.
do you think they're more going to be like, it's more important to me that my husband is happy, that my husband has security, and that my husband this and this? Or do you think that more men are thinking, I'm with this lady, I love her a lot, I got to make sure she's happy first before me?
Ooh, that's why I think I'm a little confused.
Yeah,
It's
no,
a little hard
it-
question.
It's loaded
Well,
because
it is loaded.
It's,
It is
it's
loaded.
really preference. But if you can,
Yeah,
if
preference.
you can say like what you see predominantly happening in society, what aspect is it coming on? Is it the man?
I think more women. more
Okay,
women.
so you think,
You think women
Yeah.
women care more about men being okay than vice versa?
Yeah, because they're gonna help us bear our children.
it's a
and-
partnership.
No, but really, because I think we're more emotional, and so when it comes to like intimacy or like feelings and like making sure they're okay, naturally as a mother,
yeah, I see. We're
mother
nurturing.
intuition is that we want to like nourish and do those things naturally. I mean, I know men who do the same thing too, but it's predominantly women because we're more emotional, we're more in tune with our feelings and more in tune with other people's feelings more than I think men are. There are men that are like that, but predominantly women.
And then when Ace said that, I was thinking about that aspect of it, but I was also thinking of the aspect of like are like I saw in interviews, like, are women more concerned with the way men are conducting themselves in society and relationships? Like, men are the ones that need to get this shit together because they're the reasons why things aren't happening well. Or are men saying it's women that have to get their shit together? That's what I kind of thought of when you were saying that. And I feel like women are the ones that are always being concerned with whether men are the ones with the right behaviors and to make society run better. I think women are still the ones saying, well, men ain't doing this, men ain't doing that, men ain't. I do see a lot of men saying that now lately. But for the most part, we are more concerned with men getting their shit together.
It's very interesting, and we're going to run out of time, but this is really interesting because I've been watching a lot of binge watching shows and things like that, and what I've noticed is that in the family unit on a TV show, for example, same in the movie, but just for example on a TV show, the woman is the homemaker. She's the one that the kids are going to come to with problems, and she's going to pretty much be able to sort it out. The man even though he may be the breadwinner, he's a buffoon. Like if you look at Family Guy, you look
Yeah.
at All My Children, you look at Archie
Interesting.
Bunker back in the day, you look even the Cosby Show, even today's Blackish. There's a really great show, by the way. I'm going to endorse this show because I really love this show with Wanda Sykes and Mike Epps. If you haven't seen it, it's on. I believe it's on Netflix. Watch it. It's such a great show.
Okay.
It's so real. Like the family on the show is so real versus TV families.
Okay.
Because and this is not giving anything away. Wanda Sykes' character, and Wanda's amazing,
Wanda
by the
Sykes,
way.
come on.
Wanda's character absolutely cannot stand Mike Epps' character, who is her sister's husband. And she told her sister not to marry this idiot, and she married him anyway. And then the sister in question we're talking about is Kim Fields from, remember Give Me a Break or whatever that show was that was in the 80s with
Moving along.
the girls who went. Okay, see that was me. That was Clinton era, by the way. That was
Right.
that was on some Clinton
Yeah,
stuff
I remember
right there.
that.
Okay,
I was a little wee thing. A little wee
but
thing.
anyway, long story short, but it's a great real family because the
Okay.
quips are real, the feelings are real. They never like in some TV shows they have two characters that don't like each other and they end up locked in the basement together and then they find a way to love each other. That never happens on this show. They never will love each other. They never will get along, and that's
Wow.
real. Like, you just
Very
and they're
cool.
both so funny. But anyway, on all of these shows that I mentioned, Mike Epps, for example,
Okay.
on this show, is a buffoon. He's an absolute guy. You don't want to trust him with anything. He's going to lose the blah, blah, blah. And in one episode, God, I hate to give this away because it was such a funny episode.
Yep.
He actually goes into his wife's bank account and takes money that she was using for something else. He uses the money for some frivolous, stupid shit, and then doesn't have the money. When the wife checks the bank account, she's like, "How could you do this to me? Like, what? Why? What were you thinking? This is my money."
Yeah. My bread and
Sorry, babe. Needed it for poker, and
Men.
so the question is where I'm going. The question is
Okay.
this spot on the money for how women kind of look at men? Like, I got this guy in my life who unfortunately is an idiot, That dick is good, but damn,
This is where the
he
show
an
ends.
idiot
Hey.
nut. And I just have to deal with him being an idiot long enough
Subjective,
to
very
raise this
subjective.
family.
You know what? TV and film a lot of times projects what's actually happening. And
Oh,
the
that was
statistic
very
rate.
politically, yes.
But
nice.
I would like for TV and film to move to more of a fantasy of where we would like to be, because we
Interesting.
need, no, honestly, we
Touche.
need conditioning. We need
No, I mean,
conditioning
yeah,
because
like
what did
we're-
Black Panther do for Black people? It made us feel empowered. These platforms are magical. And if we showed a perfect family, not perfect in a sense like everything was great and nobody cussed and no problems happened, but more of a side that projected, we're going to stick together. We're all intelligent. We're all better. Their better representation of a quality of a person is lacking from TV and film, because people are getting away from the fact that they can be good, they can be righteous, they can do things right. Even if people are out there, it's no longer entertaining to do well. It's more entertaining to have more money, to have more power, to do something crazy. And so it's not that that's exactly what's on what we have to offer as Americans or people. It just happens. We're imperfect people. But I want to talk about, because it's Women's Month, Dawn and I were offered a gig at the Cork and Thorn on March
good.
17th.
Yes.
And
Shout out
we're-
to Cork and Thorn.
yeah,
What
shout
an
out to
amazing,
Cork and
amazing place
Thorn.
to
Isn't that St.
for
Patrick's
artists.
Day?
On
It
the
is St.
17th.
St. Patrick's
Yeah,
Day.
but I don't know if I'm gonna wear green or anything like that. No, I'm kidding. I love the Irish, but it's for Women's Month. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, we got
because
invited,
it like
yeah.
literally came out of nowhere after we did an open mic
Shout out.
on Friday. So if you keep up with our social medias, we constantly post where we're going to be performing locally. Like I said, Dawn and I are just gigging out here between LA and Vegas.
Yeah, and I'm a very humble person and just grateful to be in Las Vegas and to thank you, Ace, for this opportunity.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And
such
I've been here about 5
welcome.
months,
Thank
and it's been such a. I love Las Vegas, by the way. Shout out LV, let's go. But I love it so far, and so the opportunity has been great, and shout out to everybody who's been such opening to our talent and our gifts and stuff like that, and to all the women out there, not only talented but get to bear children and make the human experience that much better. But yeah, shout out to all our women out there.
And those women who can't make babies, thank you for
yes, that as well. Nourishing.
Yeah, cis women. I really
being
don't
an
know
auntie.
But thank you for supporting us and being totally infatuated with all that is in femininity and being a woman. I just take it as in, hey, you're a fan. But yeah, we also March 29th at the Virgin Hotel, there is a cute lounge called the Shag Room.
Oh, shout out.
Where we made our start here in Vegas.
We did.
We are finalists in a competition.
Nice.
It is actually a competition.
Tasty.
It's not your average open mic. So on the 29th, we will be in front of judges to see if we will lock down a residency.
I'm manifesting because I'm ready to
residency at the Virgin Hotel. We are very excited about that, and plenty other ventures that we can get into in this great Las Vegas. So we want you guys to keep up with our social medias. We have songs on all platforms. And yeah.
And that's what's up. Hey, guys, it's been the Ace Michaels Show today. My two fabulous guests, Dawn and Jovan, or Jovan and Dawn. And that's what's up. You know what I say at the end of every show? I still mean it. Live the life you love. Love the life you live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Times get rough. Who's gonna talk to me on the phone till the sun comes up? Who's gonna take your place? There ain't nobody better. Oh, baby, baby, we belong together. I can't sleep at night when you're all on my mind. Bobby Womack's on the radio singing to me. Think you're lonely now. Wait a minute, this is too deep. I gotta change the station, so I turn the dial, trying to catch a break. And then I hear baby face. I only think of you, and it's breaking my heart. I'm trying to keep it together, but I'm falling apart. I'm feeling all out of my element, throwing things, crying, trying to figure out where the hell I went wrong. The plane reflected in the song ain't even half of what I'm feeling inside. I need you back in my life, baby. When you left, I lost a part of me. It's still so hard to believe. Come back, baby, please, 'cause we belong together. Who else am I gonna lean on when times get